Here's my female purple delta. I just put her in here 5 days ago, 6 days ago. And you can see she's looking nice and slim. She was really big. I knew she was about to have a baby, so I decided to move her out. And let's see what happened here. So she's in a 20-gallon long, all by herself. And I got some acrylic yarn in here, some floating plants. And if you look over here, a whole ton of baby guppies. So she's about a 6-month-old guppy, so she's quite mature. And she had probably around 60 babies. So it goes to show whenever there's not other fish in the tank to prey on the babies, they have so many more than you actually realize. Down here, there's probably 20 or so. At the top of the tank, behind all of this, there's a whole lot more. There's probably another 30 guppies at the top of the tank. So I'm very happy I decided to do this. I don't like moving the female away from the group. Usually it stresses them out. Sometimes they'll absorb their babies and they don't handle it well. But I could tell she was super close to having them. And I put her in a tank where she can actually see through here. And there's another tank of guppies, so it definitely helps, I think, not stress them out too much. They feel like they can swim next to them. She's right on the side. So these guys are breeding in here too. But I just want to do a real quick video on some baby guppies. Let me get on a ladder and I'll go from above. We'll be able to see a lot more of those fry. Now that I'm up on the ladder, I can kind of go look above that algae line on the tank. All the fry at the bottom are hanging out, and then above there's a lot too. So they kind of school up there. And typically our guppies are gonna have 20 to 30 babies. But once they're 6 months, 7, 8, 9 months old, almost a year old, they're still growing and they put on a little bit additional size. So you can see there's a whole swarm of them up top, and there's also some that decide to settle to the bottom. I might even go ahead and do a screenshot of this and try to count these out. I'll let you know how many I am kind of guesstimating that are in this tank just from one female having babies. If this tank was bare, most likely they would have still been in here, but I definitely think this acrylic yarn with the sponge filter and floating plants really helps get the most fry out of each drop. That way, it's a very good example that some will swim at the top of the water, like these guys, and some will sink to the bottom, and they'll kind of swim down there at the bottom. So you can't have just one type of hiding place. You gotta have low and high, because sometimes babies will be more mature in her belly when they're born. Sometimes they'll almost still have a little bit of an egg sac, and they'll want to sink to the bottom and hide in the gravel. So you want to give them something very dense at the bottom, like acrylic yarn, or give them some floating plants so they can kind of rest on these leaves. They can swim in and out and hide from the parents, get out of their line of sight, and just give them a lot of options. So that's about it for today. Really cool. I always get super excited spotting babies for the first time. These were just born this morning or during the day. These guys are no more than 24 hours old, and there are a whole bunch of them. I'm guessing at least 70 fry out of that one female. So that's really exciting. I'll be able to grow them all out together. I just removed the female and put her back into the breeding tank, so she won't be stressed out by herself, even though those babies. She can go back down into the tank with males and females. She can get back to eating the normal amount and feel safer in those numbers. She's down in here, and you can see what the males look like. They have a nice long delta tail, and the females of this strain get quite large. She'll be back here with the other females. I think that's her right there, middle to the bottom, quite skinny. And there's still babies in this tank. They will have babies in the community tank without a problem. You're not going to get those large numbers like we just got in that upper tank, because there's more adults. They are going to prey on them. Even though I give them some hiding places, they get heavily fed, because I'm also breeding some long fin plecos in here. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you found that interesting. Like I said, I always get super excited whenever a female has babies, and you spot them for the first time. And I can't wait till those guys 3 or 4 months from now look like this male and that female, and I'll have a lot more fish that I can sell to the pet store, continue breeding, and even sell them online. If you guys are looking for any guppies, go ahead, check out my website at biancosfish.com. I sell pairs, trios, and packs of fry on there. But thanks again for watching. Stay tuned for the next video.